Stretch Your Stamps Scrapbooking Community Project. And this is the second video in the series, so I am also joined by Shu-Wen on her channel, Heba on her channel, and Ronelia, I hope I got her name right, on her channel. So they all have videos. So there's 4 of us sharing with you videos on how to use your flower stamps. I will be leaving the link to all of their videos in my description box below. So I am, like I said, very excited to share my projects with you. Today I am going to be using Crafty Jen Scow stamps and also Ali Edwards flower stamps. I wanted to do 2 projects to show you that you can use your flower stamps in a variety of ways in a variety of projects. They really are very versatile when it comes to your scrap stash. So the first project I am going to do is when we went on a hike back in April, and I kind of laid out the pictures already, but I didn't know how I was going to go further with this layout. There was these beautiful, I think they're bonnet flowers, lavender bonnet, and I did this flip out, and then I have a few more photos. But I got this Crafty Jen Scow stamp, and I really like how this one kind of matches. So I'm gonna go with this stamp set to decorate and embellish this project. Second project that I'll be doing is an Ali Edwards Project Life spread. If you've seen any of my Ali Edwards Project Life videos, I really love stretching my stamps when it comes to the Stories by the Month kits. I get so many uses out of the stamps, and so that's what I'm going to do here. I only found one card that I really liked for this spread in the actual kit, and a few embellishments that kind of matched with my pictures. So what I've decided is I will probably use this. I will use the flower stamp to make a border and also cut out as well. And then I may use this one as well. And then I also have a second flower shape right there. So I can use those to build my spread and go from there. So I am excited, like I said, to share these projects with you. And don't forget to check out the other ladies' awesome videos as well. All right, I'm gonna switch to voiceover and get started on this project right here. Okay, so my contributors along with me are Heba, Ronelia, and Shu-Wen. There you go. I just can't pronounce names that well. I don't know about you, but that's just me. All right, so getting started on this project, you can see I just used my sand eraser to prep my stamp and get it ready. I do that occasionally, but usually I don't show you on camera, but I'm really trying to be much more diligent about it since I really watched Shu-Wen's video about stretching your stamps and how to prep your stamps. So I love that tip that Shu-Wen gave, and I will leave a link for that video. Okay, so I'm taking this stamp that I see from Crafty Jen Scow stamp set, and I am just going to stamp it on the far right and the far left. And I realize that my notebook is so full that I'm probably not going to get a good stamp impression on the far left. But that's okay. I will probably fill that in with a butterfly or fill it in with some sort of quote. I'm totally okay with messy stamping when I know that there's probably not much I can do about it. So I could get a foam mat out and that might do the trick, but I didn't get my foam mat out, so I'm just going to keep moving along. And so I have a border right here of this particular flower, and then on this little page that you see on the left where it's blank, I'm going to do a bunch of messy stamping right there. And then I'm going to get out some washi strips in a little bit. But I am using another type of flower on this spread that is not in the photos. And you guys, I was like stumped. I was like, can I do that? Can I use a different flower other than the ones featured in the photos? I don't know why, but I got so stumped on that. And I finally just told myself, you know, I can use whatever flowers I like on my project. And that just kept me moving forward, knowing that, you know what, it's my project. I can use all the flowers I want. So I pulled out a third different type of flower. I don't think it's the same one as the photos, and like I said, I am messy stamping because once I turned this white paper, I don't get a clean impression. It did help to take several of the storyline chapter pages, smush them together, and then kind of press the stamp impression. I am stamping a few more of these. I didn't show you every single one that I stamped, but I'm going to make kind of a bouquet of the wildflowers and then put those down as kind of an embellishment. Also stamping out a few more phrases like "you belong among the wildflowers" and then "good for my soul." And then this quote right here, I kind of filled in the spots that were kind of blank, and I think it says "the earth has music for those who listen." And then I will fussy cut out all of these flowers. I'm not showing you every single flower that I'm cutting out because I don't think that you want to see that. And then I will cut out the little phrases that I have as well and try to move forward with the project and figure out where I am going next. So I thought about putting some paper on this, the two blocks that I had. You can see the paper in the left, but I really didn't like that. And I thought, you know what about some washi tape strips? So I went to my washi tape and I actually found one that was kind of thick and it was blue and purple. I was like, that is perfect. I will use that. I knew what I was going to attempt would probably be a little bit time consuming, but I really liked the idea and decided to run with it. This little square right here down at the bottom right was a little bit harder to pull up, but in the end, you're not going to be able to see the torn paper. You're not going to see it. So the washi tape that I picked was the purple blue one, and then a striped black, and then a polka dot black, and then an arrow blue. So just a mix of tapes, and I really truly did not pay attention to how I was laying them down. I don't think that that matters in the end. I did wind up right here. You can see I'm putting down the last strip. I couldn't fit another strip of washi right there, and it was bugging me, but I just have to let it go. I can't fix it, and because I couldn't tuck anything under there without ripping the photo collage. So I just need to move on, and I added the Among the Wildflowers little stamp that I cut out. I put that down in the bottom right, and I moved on to working on the left top corner, and I just tuck the pieces of washi on the right side into the photo, and then I just use a thick card. I think it was like an old IKEA card, and I just use that to rip the edges of the washi tape. I do it in such a hurry that it doesn't really leave a clean edge, but that's okay. So this is the bouquet. I fussy cut out all the wildflowers, and then I laid them down and I kind of bent the edges so it makes it a little more three-dimensional, and I love that. So that is a great way to use your stamp sets when you are doing florals. You can use it for a border like I did. You can use it for some messy stamping. You can use it for a bouquet, and it stands as an embellishment. I am doing a third washi block area, once again taking the washi tape and tucking it under the photo, and then using the plastic card to rip the edge. And then I am going to make another small bouquet. I think I do just blue and then another flower as well, and fold up the edges. That way it gives the appearance of a dimensional accent. So really love that, and that is actually one of my favorite ways to use floral stamps, is to fussy cut out the flowers. That's my favorite way. Another thing that I'm doing right here is I'm adding a washi strip to ground the flowers down and kind of give it a line. So it almost looks like a field of flowers because you have the line and then the stamping of the flowers. I'm going to finish up this page with one of the quotes that I stamped out, and I'm also going to take the purple flower and fussy cut those out and add those to this little flap as well, just so to add something a little different and make the purple flowers kind of stand out a little. I'm also taking a butterfly and I'm stamping it on scrap paper and then taking what's left over and putting that on the flap. I do this when I don't want something to have emphasis. So if I stamp it on paper and then I use the leftover, what gets on the paper is kind of just like a ghosting of the stamp. And sometimes I really like that effect, and that's what I was kind of going for with the butterflies. I did fussy cut out one butterfly and put it down in my little field of wildflowers that I was making, and I did some more ghosting of the butterflies on the other few pages that I have in here. So I am close to wrapping up this spread. I just need to add a few more butterflies and then I will be done with this spread. And I realize it's a lot of pictures and it's a lot of blue and purple, but I really like how it came together, and I think I really showcased the flowers and that stamp set. All right, you guys, second project, here we go. It is a Project Life week 18, and I am using this the flowers and the stories by the month kit, and I have everything laid out, and I am going to pull off my 4x6 card, my 3x3 card, and then I'll also get my paper that I use to stamp with. I'll leave a link for it. It's a paper I love to stamp on. It's the only paper I really stamp on, and it's an HP 32-pound paper, and I just love it. It gives me a clean image for my stamps. In the intro video, I mentioned that the Stories by the Month kit for Ali Edwards has two different types of flowers. So that is the flowers that I'm focusing on for this project. I stamp a ton of green and yellow flowers. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know about you, but when I think of green and yellow, for some reason, I can't help but think of St. Patrick's Day. And it was really bugging me, and I finally decided to add some blue, and I will do that in just a little bit. I'm stamping the center of the flowers with some brown ink. Both the Stories by the Month flowers come with a different center. The one that is more recent is the April, and that one has kind of not a complete circle. It's not a circle, it's like a fluffy circle, I guess you'd say. So I cut out these flowers, and I just wanted to show you how I cut these. I kind of turn my flower as I go, and I try to get rounded edges instead of pokey edges. You want to make sure that you go with the shape of the flower, and the shape that you want is obviously rounded petals. Okay, I turned off the camera and cut out all the flowers. I know you didn't need to see that. And this is where I decided to add some blue. It was driving me bonkers. I just thought of St. Patrick's Day, and this is late April, and so I just pulled some blue from the photos, or I knew it was in the photos, so I could definitely add some blue. And now I can build my title card, and I love making title cards. Like I said earlier, if you've seen my Project Life videos, they are my favorite. It's very rare that I use a 4x6 card from a kit, very rare. I just go with stamps. I'm using a green border stamp at the bottom. It's a floral stamp. And then I have April looks like this, and I decide to put a floral flower border on the far left, and then that will be my border and how I use the flowers. And so I just go with yellow and green and blue, and then repeat the pattern. I'll also add in a small half flower down at the bottom right. That way I kind of have the triangle for your eye to move along. So I just lay down the adhesive all the way down the left-hand side, lay my flowers on. I kind of tucked them so it was like an under-over type of pattern, I think, and then I trimmed off the extra. Put down a chipboard that says Spring Loves, and then April looks like this, and then a few more half flowers down in the bottom right. Then I use the flower center to make 4 bullet points. So that's another great way to use your floral stamp as a bullet point. So totally different, but you can totally use it that way. So right here, I was thinking, how am I going to use my flowers again? And I decided with a cluster in the corner. That's another way to use your florals, is just to make a little cluster and layer them all together in a corner. And I put in Spring Loves. And then at the bottom for this card, I did the same thing from the 4x6. I put some cards down at the bottom, and it creates kind of some more visual interest, and that way it continues the theme of flowers. And then I pulled out some word stickers, and I'm going to use those as well. So for here, I did daily routines, and I just talked about how the kids are loving back to school. My son is starting cross country, and they are just so happy to be back at school. And I kind of do this with each of my journaling cards. I stick with a theme. And so this theme of this card was kind of our daily routines and what's happening like right now. And then lovely little things, I just put some random things, and one of the random things was I finally organized my measuring cup drawer, and I was so excited. It was long overdue. And then the last card that I have, Spring Loves, is we had a mourning dove nest. We haven't had one in maybe 6 years, and we had one. So we got to see the mom nesting, and that's what the photo is on the left-hand side. You'll see me bring it all back together in a little bit. But she was nesting for a long time, and then she finally had one chick in May. But I didn't take that many photos because I didn't want to bother her, but we loved seeing the bird up there nesting. So now I'm bringing everything back, and I'm going to make sure I like everything and maybe add some more word stickers. I do bring everything back together, and then I just can't help but wanting to add something to the 4x6 photo of my daughter cooking, and maybe one little flower in the corner. So I push things to the side, and I decided to add a round here, and I will cut that out, add it onto the top of the photo, and then also a flower. Do you guys add things to your 4x6 photos? I feel like it's kind of down the middle. You either like to add things to your photos or you don't. I do sometimes add things to, a lot of the times, add things to my photos. But there you go, that is the spread, and I am finishing up with a few more word stickers, and then I will be done with this project. All right, you guys, that was 2 projects that I shared with you, and I hope you guys check out the other videos with the other amazing creative women. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day. Bye.